Hi guys, so this week's Money Monday is coming all the way from Porto, Sardinia. Rocco and I are here on holiday with my brother, my sister-in-law and my gorgeous little niece Scarlett, who Rocco calls Starlet. We're having the most amazing time and we're staying at the most beautiful hotel, which I will show you at the end of this video. So before I begin, I want to share something with you. Now, my channel is all about educating you, inspiring you and motivating you to make better decisions in the way that you use money in your life and build money in your life and help create more financial freedom and harmony in your life. And I'm a big believer in leading by example. And whilst I am, I think, very responsible with money, I'm very good at managing my money and looking after it and investing it and building it and protecting it. I'm human and I sometimes make mistakes, but because I always want to be as open and authentic and honest with you as possible, I want to share something with you, and I actually made a mistake, and by sharing this mistake with you, I am hoping that you won't make the same mistake as me and you'll benefit from my error. So this video is all of the things you need to, or I should say some things you need to think about when taking out travel insurance. Travel insurance is so important. If you can't afford travel insurance, you definitely should not be going on holiday. And whenever I go on holiday, I always take travel insurance out. It's really important. I've actually had numerous claims. I've had sorts of weird things happen on holidays, and I know a lot of people have had really serious medical dramas happen on holiday, and they've fortunately been insured. I remember one time I came back from, I think it was Mexico, and a huge container of bright purple conditioner exploded in my suitcase, and it destroyed and stained so many of my clothes, and it was so bad that it even seeped through my makeup and, you know, destroyed all my eyeshadow palettes and blushes and stuff like that. And the insurance company were amazing. When I called them and explained to them what happened, I took photographs of everything, and they met my claim really quickly, and it was a pretty smooth process. So it is so important to take travel insurance out when you travel, because life happens. We miss planes, we get sick, things get stolen, things go missing. You have a decision to protect yourself. These are the things you need to know when taking out travel insurance. The first thing is to make sure that your travel insurance policy covers you for the whole time that you're traveling. Some travel insurance policies only cover you for a certain amount of days or a certain amount of months. If you're traveling beyond that, you need to check the fine print. You also need to check exactly where you're covered. Some insurance companies will not cover certain countries that are deemed dangerous or unsafe or having certain political issues. So definitely, again, check the fine print. Next thing is if you have any pre-existing conditions, particularly medical conditions, you need to make sure you're covered. For example, I remember once we were on a family holiday and my father had a serious problem with his eyes, and we had to all basically pack up and come home. And because my father had a pre-existing eye problem, his insurance claim could not be met. But we knew that at the time, and we took that risk. We took that as, I guess, an informed risk. But it is so important, if you have a pre-existing medical insurance, pre-existing medical problem, not only check the policy, but also give the insurance company a call before leaving the country. The next thing is make sure your insurance company is covering you for all the activities you're doing. If you're going on a very ambitious holiday with lots of, you know, dangerous activities like skydiving or bungee jumping and things like that, again, check the fine print that you're covered. The other thing is when you're taking out insurance policies, before you actually buy it, check how much you're actually covered for, especially when it comes to personal belongings. You know, they might have a very low cap as to how much you can claim, and when things do go missing and you add up and see how expensive these things are up to, you want to make sure it's got a fairly high, I guess, ceiling as to what you can claim. The next thing is about negligence and responsibility. If you submit a claim and it's because you are either being negligent or potentially under the influence of alcohol, and the insurance company knows that, they have the right to decline your claim, which can be really serious. And particularly if it's a medical claim, those medical claims can be incredibly expensive, especially if you need to have a plane that flies you home. So again, not only should you be responsible whilst traveling, but also be aware of the limitations of what your insurance company is fairly covering you for. Next thing is, if anything happens, make sure you report it immediately. So for example, if you have an accident, make sure you obviously go to a hospital, get all the reports, and call your insurance company immediately. If something is stolen, make sure you lodge a police report within 24 hours of it happening, so that it's all very, there's no sort of question of fraud for the insurance company. Second last thing is, try and take your insurance policy out when you book your holiday. Now, by doing that, if something happens, for example, like you lose your job or you get sick and can't go on the holiday, you can at least be insured under the cancellation. Whereas if you took your insurance policy out just before leaving, you may not necessarily be covered, or even worse, take the insurance policy out whilst travelling. My final bit of information that I want to share with you that you should know about travel insurance is activation, and I will share with you my story. So I have had the same credit card for probably about, I think, 6 or 7 years, and it includes complimentary travel insurance. And over the last 6 years, I think it is activated upon me paying for my airfare and accommodation on my credit card. I assumed it was active, and recently they changed the policies and procedures, and you actually have to go and manually activate your insurance by entering in through your internet banking the dates that you're traveling, all the countries that you're going to, and the people that you're traveling with. Now, me being busy and not reading the fine print and just making a very silly mistake, didn't actually activate that cover. Now, I had a base level of cover from booking that holiday and paying for it on my credit card, which I paid for in full with cash. I didn't actually activate the comprehensive level of cover. And unfortunately, my suitcase got stolen. And whilst it's just materialistic stuff that really doesn't matter, my health and my happiness and Rocco's health and happiness is far more important. Sitting there in the police station having to explain what happened and listing all the things, and realising how much they add up to, and also the inconvenience of having to go and replace those things, was quite I guess a confronting and an awakening experience. And I discovered that I was not insured. And fortunately, the Sardinian police were incredible and so caring and so attentive, and amazingly, within the next couple of hours, they managed to find my suitcase, and fortunately I got most of my clothes back, but all my valuables and designer products and accessories, pretty much most of them were gone, including my camera. So obviously, you know, a disappointing thing to learn and a very expensive lesson to make, but I cannot stress enough how you must take travel insurance when traveling both domestically and internationally. Now, I hope, as always, this video is informative, and if you have any other additional things that you think other people need to know about when it comes to taking out travel insurance, please feel free to put in the information box or comment box below. I will see you next week. I will be promised Money Monday is back, and I will be filming in my next location, which will either be in Sardinia, London, or potentially Greece. I'll see you soon. Ciao. Monkey, want to say goodbye? Ciao. Come with some viewers. Whoa. Okay. Say ciao. Ciao. Buongiorno. Ciao.